The story of love and murder began on Friday, October 22, 1981, with this man, Hector Court. Hector had spent the past 9 years in Wabasha, Minnesota's state sanitarium for the criminally insane, after being convicted of butchering his entire family. On October 22nd, he was being transported by a doctor and a nurse to Minneapolis for treatment. He was drugged, but not drugged enough. Free at last, Hector's tortured brain could only tell him one thing: go home.
You better get home now. You better get home now.
But Hector's home was also the destination of 6 Winona State University college students, namely Vince Balboa and his girlfriend April, Jamie Fitzpatrick and his girlfriend Julie Davis, and Tony Court and his girlfriend Chris Nelson. Tony Court and Hector Court were cousins, and ever since the massacre of Hector's family, Tony's parents had used the house as a vacation spot. This weekend, Tony's and his friend's vacation would be cut short. Also involved in the story of love and murder was Sheriff John Buford of Wabasha County. Buford discovered the ditched sanitarium car.
Now what the hell is this?
The doctor was dead, but the nurse survived the car crash.
Are you all right, ma'am?
We were transporting an insane convict. I think he got away someplace.
You have an idea where he might have run to?
Someone in his psychotic state could just go anywhere. Wait a minute. The farmhouse where he used to live is somewhere around here. Many people who are insane usually tend to go back to where they came from.
I'll check into it, but first let's get you to some medical attention. That's a pretty nasty gash you got there.
And the final character in the story of love and murder was Uncle Ray Court. As the hired caretaker of the old farmhouse, Uncle Ray told Tony and his friends of Hector's family's brutal murders.
My brother, Charlie, or Tony's Uncle Charlie, lived here with his wife and 2 sons. His sons were Brian and Hector. One day, Hector, well, he was invaded, I guess what you could say, by, an evil that caused him to savagely murder his entire family.
Oh my God, how terrible.
Tragic is the word. But you see, every once in a while in history, there's things like this that happen. There was Jack the Ripper and the Boston Strangler, and even John Gacy. People who were productive citizens at one time, then suddenly something snaps. And from that point on, their life is filled with damnation. I don't know how else to describe it. These people, this evil drives them and just to insane acts of murder. You can lock them up or even kill them, but the evil never dies.
After telling his story, Uncle Ray left the college students, and their weekend began in earnest and with romance. First with Jamie's proposal of marriage to Julie.
Now, Jamie, can we talk?
Okay, what's up?
Well, I just don't know. I mean, we've been going out for about 6 months now, and I just don't know what's happening between us. Sometimes I know what you're thinking of, and other times I don't. And when I do know what you're thinking of, I don't even know if I want to. I don't even know what I'm saying.
Okay, I get the picture. Well, this really isn't very easy for me, Julie, but you're right. I don't let people know what's going on in my head a lot of times. Because you see, I guess the biggest fear in my life is rejection, especially rejection from someone like you. It really isn't easy for me to say something like this, but you see, Julie, these past 6 months have been the happiest of my life. And even though I do have a strange way of showing it, I do love you very much. God, listen to me. I must be using every cliche in the book, but I don't know how else to say it.
Oh, Jim, I love you too.
Well, I was going to wait to give this to you, but I suppose now is as good a time as any. Here, want some Cracker Jacks?
Jim, why can't you be serious for more than 5 minutes?
Hey, I am serious. They're great. Here, you could even have the toy surprise.
Jim, it's beautiful. Oh, Jim.
But their engagement was short-lived, as their love was severed by murder.
Vince? Tony? Is that you?
The party's over. Time to leave.
Come on, you guys, knock it off. Who the hell? Come on, guys, what is this? Halloween or April Fools? Hey, put that thing away. Don't you think we should talk about this?
Jamie Fitzpatrick, dead. But his death was only the beginning, for as Julie came looking for him, the killer found his next prey.
Julie. Julie.
Jamie, is that you?
Come down and play, Julie.
It's one of the worst I've ever done. Where the hell are you?
Doesn't that feel better, Julie? The farmer in the dell, the farmer in the dell. Hi-ho the merry-o, the farmer in the dell.
2 people dead, while Sheriff Buford is held up by the press.
Sheriff Buford, could I ask you some questions concerning the escape of Hector Court this afternoon?
Sure, be happy to.
What is the condition of the doctor and the nurse, which you brought in earlier?
Well, I'd rather not comment on that right now. I'd rather notify the latest of kin first.
The escape of Hector Court could be detrimental to your re-election later on this month with the uprise of crime this last week. Would you care to comment on that?
Well, let me say right here to set the record straight. I've been Wabasha County Sheriff now for over 2 terms, and the overall crime rate's dropped 10%. This latest outburst of crime is an untimely thing, and evidently my challenger wants to use it against me to smear my perfect record. But let me promise you this, I will catch Hector Court, lower the crime rate, and make Wabasha County a safe place to live again.
Meanwhile, the killer's evil thirst for murder continued, with April and Vince as his next victims.
Oh, so help me if he tries to scare me again.
Two more dead. And Sheriff Buford is delayed even more.
Great! Hell of a time to run out of gas.
And having problems of their own in the romance department, unaware of the killer's actions were Chris and Tony.
I'm thinking lately that, well, you know how much I care for you and love you. Maybe we should start thinking about marriage. Not in the near future, but...
I've been thinking lately too, Tony, and please don't get me wrong. I care for you very much, but a lifelong plan, I just don't know.
But you love me, don't you?
Come on, Tony, don't pressure me.
I'm not trying to pressure you. It's just that we've been going out for over a year now, and I don't think there's anything wrong with talking about marriage.
I just don't want to. Let's just drop it.
It's not like you at all. We've always been able to talk about everything. This is really out of character for you.
Tony, I said let's just drop it.
Chris, is it someone else?
No, It's not someone else. It's just that... I don't know, Tony. I don't know if I love you that much. How can I tell if you're the right one? How can I tell?
Chris?
And back at the house, the killer awaits Chris's return.
Who's there? No! Stay away from me! No! No! Stay away!
I'll kill you, little girl. I'll kill you.
Oh my God, Chris!
Stay away from me!
You're dead.
He must be Hector. He's escaped the sanitarium. Now listen. Listen. Get in the car and lock the door. I'm going to go inside and get a gun and go after him.
No, Tony, no. Call the police.
Come on, girl. You know there's no phone and the nearest house is a mile away. I got to get him before he gets us. God knows what he did to everybody else. I'll get in there and lock the door.
Now armed, Tony goes after the killer and prepares to meet the evil.
Hector, wait!
Hector, 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 Hector. Good night, Tony. Good night. Come out, little girl. They're all gone now.
Hold it, Hector. Shit, it's jammed.
Yes, Hector is not the killer, and he turns out to be Tony's savior. And as Hector helps Chris out of the car, Sheriff Buford finally arrives.
Someone's here. Let's get some help.
Oh, my God! What's happened here?
Sheriff, are you a sheriff? I think my boyfriend's hurt.
I got him.
No, Tony, no!
I got him. I got him before he killed us.
Not knowing any better, Tony has killed Hector. But if Hector wasn't the killer, who was?
Uncle Ray!
Come on, you two, into the house and away from here.
And as Buford, Chris, and Tony calm themselves with cups of coffee, they deduce that Uncle Ray was not only responsible for tonight's murders, but those of Hector's family 9 years ago. And the reason Hector became insane was because he discovered his family butchered, killed by Uncle Ray, and the evil that had murdered him. But our story is not over yet, for through it all, love lives on.
Tony, remember the talk we had earlier tonight? For a while there, I thought you were dead, and I've never been so scared in my entire life. I realize now that I do love you. And after we get this mess all cleaned up, you think we could discuss our plans for the future?
I love you, Chris.
I love you too, Tony.
Well, I reckon I better go out and cover up the bodies before the ambulance comes.
But if love lived on, what about the evil? For as Buford goes to cover the dead bodies,
It's gone! It's gone! It can't be!
You can lock them up or even kill them, but the evil never dies.
You found time enough for love, and I found love enough to hold you. So tonight, I'll stir the fiery feel inside until the flames of love enfold you. Laying beside you, lost in the feeling. So glad you opened my door. Come with me. Somewhere in the night we will know everything lovers can know. Loving so warm, moving so right, closing our eyes, feeling alive. We'll just go on burning bright, somewhere in the night.
It is as old as love itself, for love is what it hates, and love is what drives it to its bizarre acts of murder. Its symbol is the ring, for as the circle of the ring is endless, so is its existence. Let he who wears the symbol of the ring beware, for as long as he lives, he shall be damned for all time. For he is controlled by it, and it is the evil. Spit!
Ma, Pa's waiting for you. He says he's ready to go.
You just go down and tell him I'm coming.
Pop.
Thanks, Matthew. About time, woman. We gotta get going. I got lots of things to do today.
Now, John, just simmer down. The TV show isn't until 3 o'clock this afternoon.
Yeah, but I got other things to do as well. Every minute I remain here makes me wonder what that killer's up to. Fine, just fine. My own stupidity, I forgot to check to see if the man was dead. Now he's on the loose and probably looking to kill somebody.
Now, John, don't go blaming yourself. You investigated all day yesterday, and you're going to be looking for him today as well. It's just a matter of time, and you've got him. You know he's still in Winona. How far can he get with a knife wound in his back?
Yeah, but finding Uncle Ray's mask outside Winona city limits is our only clue. It's going to take a hell of a lot more to find him and capture him.
Well, then let's just quit talking about it and do it. Now, Matt, Grandma will be here in a few minutes to stay with you. Will you promise me you'll be a good boy for her, okay?
I will. Just don't be gone too long.
Okay, we'll only be gone a couple days, and we'll phone you every night from the motel in Winona.
Promise?
Promise. Now, give me a kiss goodbye.
Bye, Matt.
Fine, just fine.
Lives on in the memory.
Robert, nice to see you, but what are you doing here?
Hi, Chris. Hi, Tony. I stopped over by your apartment. Your roommate said you might be here.
Tony and I just got back from church. After last Friday night, we had a lot of praying to do.
Well, I got some good news for you. I talked to the Wabasha County DA the other day, and he's decided to drop all the charges against Tony in connection with Hector's murder.
Tony, did you hear that? You're off the hook.
Yeah, I heard.
Well, the DA felt that due to the unusual circumstances of the case and because Hector was responsible for the doctor's death...
Sam! Tony, it's your cousin Sam.
I just talked to your parents, Tony. Their story plus what I read in the papers gave me a pretty good idea what happened Friday night. How could you be so dumb?
Dumb?
How could you murder Hector, Tony? He spent 9 years in the insane asylum and he was innocent all along. He was innocent, I tell you, innocent. And you murdered him.
Now wait just a minute, Sam.
You ain't here to last of this, Tony.
Boy, I knew he was bitter, but that was uncalled for.
Do you know Sam Court?
I talked to him yesterday. Just routine. I was questioning Uncle Ray's family to see if they knew where Ray was. Nobody's seen him since Friday, though. Sam seemed a little nervous when I talked to him, though.
Well, Sam and Hector were pretty close. Sam was the only one that visited him when Hector was in the sanitarium. But that still doesn't give him the right to come in here and...
He's right, you know. I did murder Hector.
Tony, how can you say that? Even the law says you're innocent.
Legally, maybe. Morally, no way.
Tony, where are you going?
Home, the apartment.
Boy, he's not taking it too good, is he?
No, he isn't. What should I do, Sheriff?
Well, Chris, I'm a law officer, not a psychiatrist. But I'd say stay by him. He needs you.
Yeah, did you know that his parents haven't even come to be with him? Tony's father's a big corporation president, and I guess he feels he's just too busy to take the time to drive the 50 miles from Rochester to be with him. Well, at least his sister's coming down. She should be here this afternoon.
Chris, I don't mean to frighten you, but I thought you should know that the Winona County Sheriff's Department found Uncle Ray's mask outside the Winona city limits. We gotta assume he's in the Winona area somewhere.
Oh, God, no.
Don't you worry, I'm gonna find him if it's the last thing I do.
But how? Winona isn't even in your jurisdiction, is it?
Well, I'll be looking for him on my own. My re-election to sheriff depends on it. My political opponent, Russ Corbin, will probably use Friday night's massacre against me. Knowing his political scruples, well, in this case, his lack of them, he'll probably bring it up on TV today.
Television?
Yeah, Corbin and I are appearing on Channel 3's Question and Answers program this afternoon. And to tell you the truth, I'm more nervous than a young'un at his first day of school.
Well, good luck, Sheriff.
Thanks, Chris. And Chris, be careful. With Ray on the loose, don't take any chances. Be on the watch constantly. If you need me, my wife and I are staying out at the Holiday Inn.
I hope you catch him soon, Sheriff.
So do I. So do I. If only we knew where he'd be.
Let's see now. I'll have to send the invitations out at the beginning of the month. Say, Mark, did you pick your best man yet?
I don't know, Crystal. I think we gotta postpone the wedding for a while.
Postpone?
Yeah, I mean, 4 of our best friends have just died. And I don't know if right now is a good time for a wedding. You know, Jane and Vince were my roommates, you know.
But Mark?
Hey, roommate. How's it going?
Mark, Crystal.
Poor Tony. Tony, what that boy's been through.
Yeah.
Bob, dinner's ready.
You haven't touched food since you found out about Jamie's death.
I said I wasn't hungry.
Bob, you can't do this to yourself. I know it's not easy losing a brother, especially a twin brother, but life goes on.
I said I wasn't hungry. Now quit nagging me and get off my back.
Well, thanks for stopping over, Sheriff, and good luck on TV.
Okay, thanks, Chris. So long.
Hello?
Hi, Chris. This is Sandy Fitzpatrick.
Oh, hi, Sandy. How are you?
Well, to be honest, not so good. Bob has taken Jamie's death pretty hard. Chris, could you and Tony come over later on and talk to him? It might help. Do you think it would? Well, I don't know, but I'm willing to try anything. Bob isn't eating. He hardly says anything. And when he does, it's usually to bite my head off.
Well, we can come over, but Tony isn't taking the whole situation very well either.
But who knows? Maybe getting out will put Tony in a better mood. Say, has the Wabasha District Attorney pressed any charges yet?
No, in fact, Sheriff Buford just left my room and told me that the DA won't be pressing charges at all.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, but Tony's cousin was here too, and he was really upset about Tony shooting Hector. He made some pretty stiff accusations, and it really put Tony into a guilt trip. Sandy, if you could have seen the look in Samuel Court's eyes, it almost scares me what he might do.
I went and saw him, Dad, just like you asked me to.
Sam, is that you?
Dad! Dad!
Sam, I don't have much longer. The knife wound is too deep.
Let me call a doctor, Dad. I don't care if you killed all those people.
Oh, no. No, doctor. Listen, I had to kill those people, son. I had to. The voice made me do it.
The voice?
The evil, son. The evil. Tony didn't have to kill Hector. I found Hector unconscious from the drugs the sanitarium gave him. I could have killed him then. But I took pity on him. Tony didn't. That's a sign. You see, the evil never takes pity. And when I did, it killed me.
But you can't die.
The evil never dies, son. You can kill it. But it never dies.
What does that mean, Dad?
You'll see, son. You'll see.
was once close enough to touch. Whatever happened to the man who used to cherish me so much? Our love was strong and was so beautiful and pure. Now suddenly the both of us are so afraid and so unsure. Oh, take me back when we were one and when our life had just begun. And take me back to all the love that we once had, and far away from all these times that are so teary and so sad. Oh, take me back when we were one and when our life had just begun. Our love was strong. It will not die because we care. It will live on if we endure. The good and bad we both must share. The good and bad we both must share.
Damn it, Tony, we can make it. Tony?
Hello, Chris.
Tony, I think we need to talk.
What's there to talk about?
Tony, you can't do this to yourself. Damn it, Tony. Quit feeling sorry for yourself. I never expected you to be the type of person to lay down and quit like this.
Well, maybe I have changed. You certainly changed. Before the murders, you didn't want anything to do with me. Now you come back and expect us to ride off into the sunset together. Or is it you just feel sorry for me and decided to stick around until it was all over?
You bastard! I told you why I wanted to be with you. I'm sorry if I had some doubts, but that was only because I was trying to be straight with you. Once I got over my doubts, I said I was willing to discuss a commitment. Now, if you don't want to believe that, then maybe you have changed. And as for me feeling sorry for you, well, that's over as of right now.
Chris, wait. I'm sorry. Please?
Tony, damn you, I love you.
I just feel so different inside. I feel like it's not all over yet. I'm responsible.
Tony, what you need is time and distractions. Sandy and Bob Fitzpatrick invited us over. Let's go, okay?
Okay. Come in. Susan. So good to see you. I'm glad you came.
It's good to see you. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Sue.
I'm sorry Mom and Dad couldn't come, but they're going to try and make it tomorrow sometime.
That's all right. At least you're here.
So, how are you?
I'll survive. Won't I, Chris?
You bet. It's all behind us now.
What do you mean we don't have anyone to screen the calls? I'll be damned if I'm going on the air without the phones being monitored.
Look, we'll get somebody. Don't worry about it. Our regular's sick, that's all.
We'll get someone fast. We're on the air in a half hour. There's Sheriff Buford. Take care of it, Tom.
Test 1, 2.
Howdy, Pam.
Good afternoon, Sheriff.
I'd like to meet my wife, Daisy. Daisy, this is Pam Schneider, Channel 3's ace reporter.
Howdy, Miss Snyder. My pleasure. Please, call me Pam.
Sheriff, we're not on the air for another 30 minutes. If you'd like to go to the lounge and relax for a while, I'll be happy to show you the way.
Okay. Has Russ Corbin arrived yet?
Not yet, but he'll be here shortly.
Okay, well, lead the way, I guess.
Jesse, come home, there's a hole in the bed where we slept, and now it's growing cold. Hey, Jesse, your face and the place where we lay by the hearth, all apart, it still hangs on my heart. And I'm leaving that light on the stairs. No, I'm not scared. I'll wait for you. Hey, Jesse, it's lonely coming home. Jesse, the floors and the stairs are recalling your steps, and I remember too. All our pictures have faded and shaded in grays, but I still set a place on the table at noon. And I'm leaving that light on the stairs. No, I'm not scared. I'll wait for you. Hey, Jesse, it's lonely coming home. Jesse, the spread on the bed, it's like when you left, I kept it just for you. All the blues and the greens have been recently cleaned, and are seemingly new. Hey, just me and you. We'd swallow that light on the stairs. You do up my hair and sleep unaware. Hey, Jesse, I'm so lonely. Please come
That was really beautiful, Sue. Your sister's really talented, Tony. What happened to you?
Cute, Chris.
You know what I'd like to do tonight? I'd like to go camping.
Camping?
Yeah, Chris says Tony needs distractions, and I think it'd be a blast. I can even bring the guitar along.
I think it sounds great. Let's go, Crystal.
Sounds fine to me.
Chris and Tony?
I suppose we could, but we'd have to get back early, though. I have a 9 o'clock class in the morning.
Yeah, we'll have to go a little later. Chris and I promised the Fitzpatricks we'd stop by tonight.
Well, that's okay. We can ask them if they want to go along. From what Sandy tells me, Bob could use some distractions, too.
Camping it is, then. You ready to go to Charlie's, Crystal?
You people are going drinking on a Sunday afternoon.
Mark and I have some discussing to do.
Yeah, you know how our discussions usually go.
Yourself this way. Can't you just forget what's happened?
Forget? How the hell can I forget?
I don't know, but we have to pick up the pieces somehow.
It's my fault, you know. We were invited to go with them on that camping trip this weekend, too.
What good would that have done? Got ourselves butchered, too.
But don't you see? Maybe I could have stopped them before...
Bob, I'm trying to understand. Look, I invited Chris and Tony over this afternoon. Maybe they can help
What
cheer
the
you
hell
up.
did you do that for? Can't you see I just want to be left alone?
Well, be alone then. It's getting so I can't say or do anything without you yelling at me.
Oh, Jamie, why was it you?
I think you should be comfortable here. If you need anything to eat or drink, we've got machines over there. A gentleman will be in to get you 5 minutes before airtime.
Thanks, Pam.
If you need anything else, I'll be in the studio.
Nice lady.
She's done something to her hair, though, hasn't she? I mean, it's shorter than on television.
You know, I think she must have dyed it black, too. You know, I talked to her Friday before the killings, and it wasn't that way.
You know, John, I've been thinking about those murders. I think that Uncle Ray guy's still alive. I mean, how far could he go with a knife wound in his back?
Well, I don't know, but I ain't taking any chances. I ain't leaving Winona until I find him, dead or alive.
Well, there's one way to find out, and I'm thinking of trying a seance to find out.
Ah, come off it, Daisy. Don't start in with that supernatural BS again you're always harping and reading about.
Now, John, it's not a bunch of BS. A lot of people believe in the supernatural, and I'm one of them. Well, I'll admit, I haven't done a seance before, but still.
Daisy, I don't want to talk about it. It's a whole bunch of nonsense. Now I'll catch Ray or his body in my own way. I don't want to hear no more about it.
Hello, John. Miss Sawyer told me I'd find you in here.
Howdy, Russ.
Please, sit. There's no need to be formal here. We're all friends.
Could have fooled me by your campaign tactics.
Oh, come on, John. All's fair in love and war. I classify politics under war.
Takes a lot more than political know-how to be a sheriff, Corbin.
Sure it does, John. I'm sure it does. By the way, you caught that Ray Court fellow that committed all the murders last Friday night?
I don't know what to say, Mark. If you really think it's necessary, we can postpone the wedding. It's not that I'm not being sympathetic over April and Vince's and Julie and Jamie's deaths. It's just that I love you. I'm anxious to start our life together.
Would you two like another drink?
Yeah, I'll make it 2 screwdrivers. I know, Crystal. I'm anxious too. You know, I can't wait till we get married and have kids.
Well, let's take it one step at a time. Marry me first. As for kids, we'll wait and see.
Yeah, I suppose you should wait until we graduate at the end of the school year.
School year? Mark, I think you should know. I didn't come to school just to find a husband. I want a career, too. Kids are fine, but not for a few years.
Yeah, but...
No buts about it. That's the way it's going to be.
$2, please. You better make this one a double.
5 more minutes to layer, folks.
Oh, that's our cue, John.
Well, dear, good luck.
Aren't you coming into the studio, Daisy?
No, I'd just be in the way. I think I'm just gonna stay here.
Okay then, Daisy.
You do things your way, John Buford, you stubborn-headed fool. And I'm gonna do things the fast way.
Hello and welcome to Channel 3's Questions and Answers, the program where you as a viewer can get the questions answered to the issues of today.
Here it is, Tony.
And now let's start our questions and answers. Hello and welcome.
Today's Questions and Answers is pleased to bring you 2 guests, Mr. John Buford and Mr. Russ Corbin. Mr. Buford is running for re-election to the post of Wabasha County Sheriff, and Mr. Corbin is his challenger. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, Dan.
I think you both know how our show is run. People will phone in their questions, which I can punch in through this board. We'll be able to hear their questions through that intercom there. Whoever the question is then directed to can answer the question. The numbers to call into are...
Well, Chris, if we're going to go camping, I better get some groceries.
But you Miss Buford, you?
I won't be gone long. Besides, I'll get back to catch the second half.
All right.
Hurry back to home right after this.
Questions and Answers. Once again, our guests are Wabasha County Sheriff John Buford and his opponent for re-election, Mr. Russ Corbin. Gentlemen, if you're ready, our switchboard is all
O Creator of death and evil, if thou art with us today, make thy presence known by some sign given to us. Well, Daisy, that's strike 1. O Creator of death and evil, make thy all-powerful presence known. Give me a sign, O evil one.
Let me answer it this way. I've been so informed.
I feel he's out of his jurisdiction, and he should be home protecting the people who elected him to that county to which he belongs.
Mr. Buford, do you have any response to that?
Well, I'd like to respond to that. Mr. Corbin's correct. I am in Winona. but I'm working with the Winona County authorities and trying to track down this killer. He's butchered 4 innocent people already and probably out to kill more. And since these people were murdered in Wabasha, I feel that it's my responsibility in helping to track them down. And as for my work in Wabasha, I'm in close contact with my able-bodied deputies there, and I could be in Wabasha within 30 minutes of any call. And as for neglecting my duties, I feel that Mr. Corbin should take a long and hard look at the responsibilities and the duties of the Sheriff's Department before he should make such accusations. And as for the killer, we will find him, but he's still on the loose and very, very dangerous. Don't sneak up on a guy like that.